What's up, y'all? I wanted to talk you through the main guitar parts of Melanie Faye's original tune, It's a Moot Point, as she plays it during the Tiny Desk at Home concert. So, there are some amazing guitar parts here. She's one of my favorite contemporary guitarists. She really fuses a lot of different styles, from like neo-soul and R&B to the traditional Hendrix, kind of Isley Brothers R&B sound. And this is an pretty easy tune by Melanie Faye standards, but you still get some of her signature licks in there. So let's learn it. The first thing that you should know about this tune is that although we are in standard tuning, Melanie plays this with a capo on the 2nd fret. So what that means is, even though she's playing a voicing, like for example this voicing, which is basically an E voicing. If I did that without the capo, right, it would sound perfectly fine. Right, it's a cool voicing. It's an E with a 9, an E major 7 with a 9. But because she has the capo there, and I think she probably did this because of her voice, she wanted to make sure that she could sing and it was in the right place of her vocal range. So she plays it in F sharp. Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. I'll refer to the chords as I'm teaching you them as if they're with the capo, so just keep that in mind. So what that means is I'll call this an F sharp rather than an E. Okay, so first I'll talk you through the chord progression, and then I'll talk about the little fills that she does and kind of the oddities, which make her amazing and make her interesting, but some of the things that are less conventional, so we'll talk about that. All right? First thing you need to know, the first chord that she actually plays here is a B major 7. Right, it's right there. And this is a movable B major 7 form. People actually use this in all forms of music, not just jazz or neo-soul or anything like that. It's a movable shape, so I would do my pinky on the 9th fret of D, ring on the 8th fret of G, middle finger on the 7th fret of B, and then index on the 6th fret of E. Right? So that's the first chord, B major 7. It's a movable shape, so you could do, that's B major 7, this is C major 7, this is C sharp major 7, this is D major 7, right? Same shape. Okay? The next chord is that chord I showed you at the very beginning, right? So this is going to be an F sharp major 7 with a 9. And then here's the kind of quirky thing about this. She plays an A sharp minor 7, right? But sometimes she makes it an A sharp dominant 7, right? So you got to listen and pay attention as you're following along when she's playing it, right? And then we have a diminished chord that leads into the next chord, which is a very common thing that we hear in neo-soul and R&B music. So she does this, right? So this is going to be your middle finger on the 3rd fret or on the 5th fret of A, right? Your ring finger on the 6th fret of D, your index finger on the 4th fret of G, and your pinky on the 6th fret of B. And the cool thing about these diminished chords is you can move 3 frets up, and it's an inversion. Yeah. And then the next chord is going to be a D sharp minor 7. Right, and then we'll talk about the right hand. When she's playing through these chords, she's using her fingers. But when we get to the chorus, she's still using her fingers, but she's not actually going to go. she's not going to actually do that this time. What she's going to do is she's going to block out the strings with her left hand and still do the finger picking, so we get this percussive sound. You hear that? Right? And if you work on that, it creates a really nice rhythmic sensibility to your playing, especially if you're playing alone. So that's what she's doing. So again, just and often she skips the diminished chord on the chorus, so she'll just go. And the other thing that you should know about this is then she adds this little cool melody to this. So she plays the B major 7. And she still does the blocking. So this is sort of a nice sort of negotiation of blocking with the left and the right hand. So she plucks that chord, then blocks with the right hand. So you got to work on that muting. The pattern there is 6, 7, 9. Okay? So there's one part where you think that she's going to go back to that same pattern. But instead, she does something completely different. She goes to the B major 7, then she goes right to the G sharp, she goes right from the B major 7 to the A sharp dominant 7. And then she adds these cool little passing chords. So that's going to be a D sharp major 7. Followed by a D minor 7, then a C sharp major 7, she's walking down with the chords, then a C minor 7. But what she's doing that's kind of cool is her typical style where she plays with the pinky and does these kind of trill licks. So that's So, lastly, I wanted to cover a bit of the lead, the first lead that she does. So it's pretty easy. It's basically just a vocal line. She's starting on the 6th fret of G, and she's again playing with her fingers. So she gets this kind of punchy sound, almost like the sound that John Mayer gets when he does a lot of solos, because he's been using his fingers in recent years. So you have this 6/8, just going up the pentatonic scale, but with her kind of punchy style. So you do 6/7 or 6/8 on the G string, then 7/9 on the B string, then 4/6 on the E string, and that's actually a quick hammer, which is very common to her style. So she's not going, but she's doing. As soon as she plucks that 4th fret, she hammers on immediately to the 6th fret. So, yeah, and then we'll put it all together. So we go back. So we have 6/8, 7/9, 4/6, and then we're going to go back to 6/8 on the G string. Put it all together. Right? And that's nice because she's got this little hammer on. And that's the little line there. So it's really not so hard.